friends, how are you? In this segment, I wanted to come to you to talk about food again, but this time it's Clementine's food. So basically, for a while when we were in the Airbnbs, I was getting her roasted or grilled chicken from the deli at Winco, and I was giving her pumpkin and rice and veggies, and she never hacked. You know how little dogs will do that like thing, and they say that's like an esophageal spasm, but it really is allergies, because the second I started giving her the kibble again, she started with the hacking, and she only hacks when she has the kibble or a certain type of treat, and that's a treat that's like wheat based or corn based, and that I think is the problem. Again, it's the same kind of thing that's a problem with humans, the allergens in that kind of thing. And so for the little dogs, the thing to stop that hacking is to change their diet to more like human grade food, because the kibble is just super allergenic, which is really interesting. But sometimes you can't do anything but give the kibble. And she wasn't pooping a lot, and it wasn't big gigantic poops when I was giving her the other kind of food, and now she poops big poops, but they're all filler. It's just all the stuff that was in the food that she didn't digest. So that's crazy too. It's very interesting, but a pet's diet, an animal's diet, is just as important, as I've learned, as a human's, obviously. But it's really interesting, and it's as nuanced as a human as well. But the thing is, most pets, their basis of their diet is processed food, when you think about it. And I guess that's what those services that offer that kind of human grade food are kind of explaining, that it is really bad for your dogs, especially allergies, little dogs, because she's just hacking all over the place with the kibble. So we're gonna have to figure that out too. Anyway, just wanted to say that. Ooh, okay. And also another thing about food, since I've had to change my diet pretty intensely, none of my pants fit. And I already wear little girls' pants from Walmart, and if I go any smaller with that vibe, they're going to be too short, because the size that I wear right now is already too short. I just don't know what to do. Do you know what I mean? I want to eat. Hello, friends. Coming to you live from another evening in Long Beach. Today was a much warmer day than yesterday. There was no cloud coverage. It was sunny and warm very early at 6 a.m. It got up to about 82 degrees. It is not that hot. That is, coming from Las Vegas, obviously, that is absolutely nothing. Completely livable, not very hot at all. And for some reason, probably the electromagnetic energy, but Long Beach is not as muggy and as just gross when it gets hot as Huntington Beach, even though Long Beach does have a tendency to get maybe a couple of degrees hotter. It's much more tolerable here than it is in Huntington, because you don't have the electromagnetic energy on top of the energy of Ra's crazy ass. Sorry. So that is cool. Today we went into the gym, which was actually a really good idea, and sat in the spa, the Black Card Spa. So I got to get extra massage. Pretty girl. So that's really cool. And that is something that I never thought about. Well, I thought about it before, but most of the Black Card spas aren't very nice. And this one is kind of dark, and they play spa music in there. But what was I going to say? Yeah, that's about it. It's still better than being not Newport. Newport's not that bad, but it's still better than being in Orange County proper. And incidentally, the place where we were sleeping is directly across the street from 2 5G towers. I'm talking about, I could see them where I was sleeping in Costa Mesa. The gym is across the street from towers as well. They're everywhere. So even though we were getting a little bit of a reprieve in Newport during the day, we would come and sleep in the footprint of one of these stupid towers. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And the thought that people pay a lot of money to live in these places and then are set next to one of these towers, they will just erect one in your fucking backyard. You should see where they've placed them in these places. Like, imagine you have a house and you live there for 20 years or something, and then all of a sudden someone puts a nuclear warhead in your backyard. What do you do? What if, like, most people can't just up and move? And what if you don't want to? What if you like your area? What if you like your house? It's just insane. Like, that would make me unbelievably upset. Just because that's a helpless situation to be put in. And I know that these people are being negatively affected. I would love to, like I said this before, I would love to do a documentary on people who've been near one for a longer than a few years. And I know that infertility is a huge issue in Orange County because I always was hearing people talk about it. Always. And birth defects. Big in Orange County. Check it out. I don't know if they have those stats as a public record, but I promise you, infertility and birth defects are very high in that county. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. It's the mother effing electromagnetic energy. So that I think is my new cause because the 5G towers have got to go. I remember the first time I ever saw one. It was the most hideous thing I ever saw in my life because it was disguised as a tree, and I was just so unbelievably offended. I wanted to rip it down with my hands, and I don't even know how many years ago. That was probably like 20 years ago, and there won't be any left 20 years from now. Dead ass. Okay, love you. Bye. Hello, friend. Hello, friends. I have another observation because I do sit in front of a buffalo a Wingstop, I think. My God. Okay, friends, I have another observation because I do sit out in front of a Hello, friends. I have another observation because I do sit in front of a Wingstop every once in a while. Boneless wings and chicken fingers, chicken tenders. That is all just chicken breast, correct? So why are they called that stuff? It's just a chicken breast cut into different shapes. It's not a boneless wing. It's not a wing. It's a chicken breast. It's actually the breast. I know it, and I don't even eat chicken. Don't try and play me. Okay, guys, so this is actually kind of amazing. Do you remember I told you I got a little decanter to wick out the moisture in the air? Look at how much moisture the decanter wicked out of the air. This is just recently in the last couple of days. It's never looked like this before. Look at all the water in here. This was in the air. I've literally, oops. I know I'm yelling. I'm so sorry. Let me calm down. This is insane to me. It's full. Oops. It's full. Look at this. There's so much water in here. This is from the air. Oh, science. This is wild. How fun. This is like a science project. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Look at all this water. This was in the car. The air. I know I'm yelling. That's so neat to me, though. Whoa, 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 whoa.